friends, good morning, welcome. How about this little guy, Harry? He's so cute. This is what we're going to be making this morning, is this fun Harry Potter cup. So this is for a dear friend of mine who loves Harry Potter. She is a fellow nurse. Her and I became friends, very strong bonded friends, through some horrible tragedy. I was running the emergency department and she was running one of the units upstairs when we were dealing with a terrible mass casualty in our area, and those unfortunate circumstances certainly brought us together, and we will be friends for life. And she wanted Harry Potter, so here we go. So this is a super fun cup. So we're gonna do the video. Will show us doing all of the taping off and then doing the glitter. And then for the decals, I of course used my Cricut, and I went in and I found a picture of Harry Potter's glasses. I just turned it into a PNG because I didn't need to do anything else with it. Turned it into a PNG on Cricut, cleaned it up. Same with this guy here. And then on this one, the 9 3/4, I found and did the same thing with made it into a PNG, cleaned it up on Cricut Design Space. And then for this one, I went into Cricut Design Space because I do have the Cricut Access, and that's where I got the book. And then this one here, I had made a PNG of it, made it to fit inside the book. This one here is a line from Harry Potter that I took, typed it in. So I printed this, actually, I printed it on resume paper because I wanted it to look like a book. So I used brown resume paper so it would be kind of thick and look like old pages. And then I burnt the edges of it. Now when you burn the edges of it, you don't want to let it burn for very long. You just light it on fire and then quickly pull the fire off. And be really careful because you don't want to start a fire in your house. I did just little spots at a time. And then of course I put her name on it. So super fun. Again, like with anything that you're doing that is not your own thought, remember, if you're going to be selling cups, you need to be very careful about copyright laws. You don't want to infringe on any of them. You can certainly get in trouble for selling something that is not copyrighted, that is copyrighted without the proper authorization. All right, well listen, I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please hit subscribe. I would appreciate it. Good morning, friends. Happy Halloween Eve. So this morning, it's such a beautiful morning, I thought that we would do the glittering of our cup outside. So I tried to put the camera to where it's not facing in the sun. I hope that the light and stuff is okay. It's hard. My room's a little dark. This is a little light. Hopefully this will be okay. So today we're going to make a super fun cup for one of my friends, and it is going to be a Harry Potter themed inspired cup. So I know lots of people love Harry Potter. My daughter has read all the books, so super fun. This is the cup that we're gonna use. So I got this cup at Walmart. It was on clearance, and I just wanted to show you something. So, you know, if you're selling your cups, then you're getting your money back. But if you are just making them for people, it really can get quite expensive. So when I find cups on clearance, I always buy them. That's why you'll see that I have lots of different sizes and shapes of cups. But it's nice because I also, you know, practice doing this on many different materials, because, you know, not everybody can afford to just go out and buy expensive cups. And since I'm not getting money back for these, you know, I try and get them at the best prices that I can. So Michael's does have, the ones that you see me using a lot are the ones that Michael's carries. At my store, they were $5.99, and then I would use a 40% off coupon for them. However, they have recently gone up to $6.99. With 40% off, still not terrible. So, but this one, I found this nice big cup on clearance at Walmart. I think I paid $5 for it, but this is what I wanted to show you. So this is what the cup looked like. So if you can see that, this was what was on the cup. And I think this is funny because I've had people say, oh, why do you spend so much time, you know, making cups when you can buy them with, you know, decor already on them? Do you see this? I just peeled this right off, and this cup was originally $30. Just saying. You're not gonna peel that off of my cup. I could have made that and it would never come up. All right, now back to business. So like I was saying, I can definitely make that cup and it wouldn't come off. So, all right. So for our Harry Potter cup, what we're gonna do is I'm going to take some tape we're gonna go around our cup. Now, when I'm taping off tumblers, I really like to use electrical tape, and the reason for that is because it's very stretchy. So you can get it to mold to where you want it to be, and it really doesn't allow like seepage underneath it. All right, so we have that. Now I want to sure it's even. Now I think here and here. So I'm gonna cut my tape. I'm gonna cut out some little lines in it. Okay, so do you see I just cut out little lines? Now I'm gonna put them back because I want to be able to pull them up separately and glitter separately under them. They're gonna look kind of like little belt loops. So then I cut another piece a little bigger and I'm gonna put it back. Now, one more small piece. See? Put it on there. Make sure all my little edges touch. I love sitting out here. You hear the birds. So nice. So this, and then I'm going to put this piece back. So this area that we have behind us is a preserve. So we do know that for at least 25 years they won't be able to build on it. Although on the other side, so like this area directly behind me is super nice. Just on the other side of it, the woods is like city-owned property. And and then another business out there. Well, so there is some like area kind of back this way where, you know, people do some not so great things. And unfortunately, it's fenced and it's quite a ways back there, but it's fenced and they don't lock the lock back there. So down near the city property, I think that we get some people back there doing not so great things, and then they decide to stay and sleep in the woods back there because, again, they keep forgetting to lock the fence. And then they will occasionally make their way up here. And we get stuff like our cars broken into. All right, so now, I've got my pieces on this side, and you can't tell, you shouldn't be able to because I put it all back together because I want it to be nice and even. So now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, and I'm gonna sort of, so this will be my front middle, so I just wanna sort of make it somewhat even to each other. Now, again, if you are a perfectionist like I am not, you know, Thank God there are perfectionists in the world. We need those of us who just do it, and we need those who are absolute perfectionists, and I thank God for them. But I am not one of them. So if you are, then, you know, by all means, you measure it out and, you know, cut it perfectly. The nice thing about doing stuff like this, you know, we do it so that our, you know, make our brains feel happy. And so we can do it whatever way makes our brain feel good. All right, so now I'm just gonna cut off another piece, wider. Now that piece was even too crooked for me, so I'm just gonna fix it. Which means I also have to fix it on this end, or this will be crooked too. All right, so now I'm gonna do one more small piece. So these small pieces will be more like a yellowy gold. This will be blue, this will be gold, this will be maroon in the center, and then these little tiny like belt loop like pieces that I'm making will be like a gold. So I'll be honest with you, this cup, I had to take inspiration from other people, and I'm gonna do a little kind of combination of some different things, because I'll be honest, I've never watched Harry Potter. A lot of people love Harry Potter, and my friend that I'm making this for loves Harry Potter. However, I myself have never watched it. So it's a little harder to get inspiration on something that you don't necessarily understand or, you know, feel. But you can do it. All right, so my cup is taped, as you can see. And you know what, one thing I did forget to bring with me is a little bit of water for my tacky glue. So if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I'll be right back, Flo, sweetheart. I'll be right back. There. So I have my glue. Now, when I start to do the glitter, the glue and the glitter, I'm gonna put it on like a fast mode so that you don't have to like watch all that. So I'm just mixing up my glue. It's a little looser than what I want. I want like a pancake batter. That's like runny eggs instead of pancake batter, so we'll put just a little bit more glue in it. And so I'll be honest, I have done this every way in the world. And some of this really comes down to preference. So I have mixed lots of water, I've mixed no water, I've mixed medium water, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, every single one of them dried and worked well. You know, sometimes it takes a little longer to dry, sometimes it dries super fast, you know, but it all works. So really, doing these videos is just to give inspiration and, you know, to give you some ideas, because I do like to try so many different things. And, you know, not everybody has the time and the means to be able to try so many different things. They just need to know that something's going to work so that they can get a good product. And you know, so, but honestly, whatever the consistency, it works. You put a little bit of water and it will, you know, it just makes it spread thinner because you don't need to use a lot. And it also lets your glue go a little bit further. Okay, so here is my glue. And the other thing is with your cup. So a lot of people will paint their cup the color that they're gonna use for their glue. For me, that's just an extra step. I mean, for their glitter, for me, it's just an extra step. So I look at it and I think, A, you have to buy the spray paint that's gonna go with the glitter. So you do have, you know, you think about the cost of a second layer of glitter. Well, you also got to buy spray paint, so 6 of one, half a dozen of another. And I really think that it's all about personal preference. So if you don't want to have to do 2 layers of glitter, if you want to be able to do one and done, paint your cup. By all means, paint it. It's all about preference. For me, I just like to have 2 layers of glitter regardless. I always like 2 layers of glitter. Even when it's covered perfectly and beautiful the first time, I put on a second layer of glitter, and that's just my thing. So know that, you know, it's not right or wrong, it's personal preference. It's what makes you happy with your end product, okay? So that's why I don't always paint my cup. Now, if I'm using a light glitter, sometimes I'll paint my cup just so that sorry about that, my phone rang, and you know, for me with my job, I don't let my phone not get answered because they may need something immediately. And I did take today off, but they still may need something. And then also, of course, my daughter's getting ready to have a baby anytime. So, okay, so I'm going to, so you see that I've got my glue mixture, and I'm going to do my glue and my glitter on fast mode. So what I'm gonna do is, for this cup, this is gonna be navy, this is gonna be a silvery gold, this is gonna be maroon, these little lines here are gonna be like a yellow gold on both sides there. And then on the back, I'm going to, I was thinking I might do a scroll with like a Harry Potter kind of line in there and then put her name, or maybe a Harry Potter saying, I haven't quite decided this part yet. I like the scroll. If I do the scroll, I'll probably like maybe burn the edges a little. So I'll come back and kind of show you what I decide to do with this, okay? And then I'm thinking here will be like the glasses and the little lightning bolt, okay? All right, so I'm gonna get to glittering and gluing and glittering. And when I get to this center part, I will stop the fast mode and we'll kind of do this together since it's kind of delicate. Okay? All right. All right, so we're back. Now, I put a second coat on here. I went in with my pouncer because that's what I like to do when I do the second coat for the glue, because it also helps to just push everything in. And then I did the same thing on my gold. Now, honestly, my gold covered so well that I went in with my finger and pounced in just a few little places that I felt like needed it. And then filled in those. And then as it dried each time, I burnished it in. So you can see how nice and shiny this glitter is. And this is really cheap glitter because I couldn't find this color that I wanted in any of my regular glitters. Now, mind you, when I say cheap glitter, I don't mean cost-wise, although it was inexpensive, but I have found some inexpensive glitters that are absolutely fantastic. So when I say cheap, I mean cheaply made. So now we're going to go in and I'm gonna take off these little tiny pieces of tape. I have this little needle tool. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and it is just a really good tool. Okay, so now let me just check on my glue here. I had added some extra water in here on my to cover my sponge because I didn't want it to dry up and then my sponge to get hard. So probably need to add some more glue. Yeah, it's like super runny. Let's see. Need that anymore. So I do that like if I have to wait in between some glitter pieces like this, because I wanted this to be dry before I started doing this part. If I have a lot of glue, then I don't even bother because it'll stay fine. But if I only have a little bit of glue in my container and I'm gonna need to put more, I'll put water over my sponge just to keep it from drying up in the meantime. So I'm making a lot of glue because there was a lot of water, but it's fine because I am going to, I'll use it anyways because I'm actually going to do another cup after this. Since I'm off and home, I'm gonna do a plaid cup for another friend of mine. And I will film that too. So they'll probably both go up at about the same time. Okay. Now, I'm covered in glitter, white pants, black pants, and glitter. All right, so I have a small brush, as you can see, and I'm gonna use this to put my glue on in here. Now I have a little, you know, spot where my blue, sort of where my tape was, or how I put my glitter on, or whatever. As you can see, like, that probably needs to be more blue. So I'm just going to use my brush and paint just to where I need to with glue. And then once that dries, I'll go in and just add a little bit more blue there. But I won't add it until after I've done my maroon, because I want my tape to come off of me to make sure that it's even. Okay, so there's that. So now I've got my more yellow gold. Geez, if I could get the top off. And I'm just gonna go in with my yellow gold. Now the little bit of spillage I have on this one, I'm just gonna leave it on the paper along with the maroon, because the blue sort of comes off a little bit too, because even though it's in nice and burnished well, it's, you know, not the best glitter. So I'm just gonna put all of this in my oops bin. All right, so now, as you can see, I've got the yellow gold on there. Now I'm gonna go in and take off my tape here. Oh, got a little breeze. I'm kind of downwind from the beach, so I do sometimes get a nice breeze back here. It's really quite lovely. Okay, so let me show you this. So this is why I didn't go ahead and fill the blue in immediately where I thought that I had kind of gone down too far with my gold, where actually I just had more blue on my tape than I thought. So now I'll go in and take these all the way down with that gold. Just very carefully. So I didn't bring one out with me, but I'll get one before I do the plaid. A lot of times what I use for these is a makeup brush to gently get rid of the excess glitter. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Just getting the glitter off of the area that it doesn't belong. And there's no glue there, so it just wipes off easy. And that's why a makeup brush actually works really well. When I do plaid cups, I always use a makeup brush. I didn't really think to bring one out here for this one because, you know, this is my first time doing this one. But if anybody asks for it again, then I'll know. All right, so you can see. So next we'll be doing maroon. Let's see how my glue is fine. It just needs to be stirred better. It's got a small amount of gold glitter in it, but not enough that I think that will hurt anything from the wind rushing up. Okay, so now let me just get this thing off. So I actually haven't even been telling you guys. So let's see, this is royal blue glitter from Walmart. The Create brand, like I said, it's just a cheap glitter, but it was all I could find in that color. I love this. This is Martha Stewart Smoky Quartz. I use it often. I'm like down to half a bottle. I probably should get some more. I love the Martha Stewart glitter. This gold, it is a beautiful gold. This is actually from the Dollar Tree. It is the Dollar Tree brand. So I did a video earlier. I did some cups, multiple cups in Dollar Tree glitter, and let me tell you, and I showed the container on that one too. I don't have the container anymore because I like these, but let me tell you, that particular Dollar Tree glitter, like I've only found it in certain Dollar Trees, but that particular not only brand, because they have that same brand but in different containers. It's the one that's in that particular container is like so amazing. And then this one is the Recollections in Garnet. And I do really love the Recollections also. The problem that I have is I hate how it's packaged, because you know it's got this little foam protector over it, and the actual glitter top itself doesn't really come off, and so you've got to get the foam protector out, which is sometimes not easy to do. So especially like if you want to, so it's easy to sort of push it down over the big hole one, but to get it, if you want to use the sprinkles, and then I end up like wasting glitter and it gets stuck in there. But I do really like this brand also. Okay, so now we're going to take our brush and we're going to go in with our garnet. So we don't want a lot on our brush, and we just need to go in very carefully because we don't want to get glue on any space that we don't want. So don't use a lot of glue. Like I honestly have too much on my brush right now. So what I will tell you from doing plaid cups, as you're, you know, learning to do this, and you know, even I've done a lot of them. However, I still sometimes, you know, get it where it's not supposed to be. So what I'll tell you is, if you get your glue where you shouldn't, because when your glue's wet, when your glue is wet, you you know, don't want to mess with it because it will run. So I will let my glue dry, because it's not going to hurt the glitter that it's over having dry glue on it, because it's going to dry clear, of course, and it's just going to seal it even more. I let it dry and then do it again, because I don't want glitter in places that I'm not supposed to have glitter. All right, so we've got and I'm gonna just use my sprinkle because, again, So this is, you know, a little bit more time consuming, but you can truly make some just really fun cups. The biggest key with this is being patient and making sure that you have some small brushes to work with. So I've done this similar for a Wonder Woman cup. So, you know, whichever the cup is that you're doing, it's all just basically this same. It's the technique that you... So I've tried lots of different things in, you know, making different stencils. A actually really nice stencil that works so well is to use freezer paper. And I did actually make a video on it. Now, it only really works for your steel tumblers. You can't use it on plastic, but for your steel tumblers, it works really good. And I did do a video on it because you can cut out from your Cricut Yeah, so with the, you can cut out from your Cricut any like pattern that you need and lift it up. So like I said, I did do a video on it if you're interested. And then I have another video and it's a Peekaboo Tumbler. So anyways, on that one, for the Peekaboo, like if I want to pull stuff off from underneath, I really like to use the magic cover from the Dollar Tree, and I have a video on that. And the reason why I like to use that is because, you know, it sticks well to be able to do your design, but it also like comes up really, really easy. So I'm just gonna go in with my brush and some nice straight lines. So the plaid one that I'm gonna do a buffalo plaid, but I like to add a thin line of extra color to it, so I'm gonna show you guys how I do that. So this is just something you just use a little patience with, but so worth it. Just gonna let this dry a little bit before I put any on it, because I got it too thick, if you can see. I don't want to turn it too much because I don't want it to run. So I've been doing the cups and, you know, cricut projects for a lot longer than I've been videoing them. So now I'm trying to, you know, video the ones that I do. I'll be honest, sometimes I still like get in my craft room and just start doing things, and then I'm like, oh, I should have videoed that. But all right, so you can see, looks really cute. We've got our maroon on and our gold. I'm gonna go through and just put a little bit more maroon in some of the places. Not a full second coat, but just sort of thicken it up. And then I also have a couple little spots that I feel like I need just a little bit more blue. So I'll just go in and sort of clean those few spots up also. Sometimes when I go through and edit, I hate editing videos, but I feel like if I don't, then sometimes it's a little too, they get a little too long and tedious, and you can't really get to where you need to be. So I do try and go through and get rid of anything that doesn't seem to be of value. Like sometimes it's just dead space of me just sitting there doing stuff. sometimes I get in and notice that I just sit there thinking about something for a little bit. So I try not to make you guys watch that kind of stuff, because I know I like to get to it. So just a couple little spots in here that feel like I have, you know, some silver peeking through. Now, if I were using better glitter with a finer cut, I mean, even like good chunky glitter, like the cut is just different. So it lays differently and better. But this is what the color I needed, and this is what I had to work with. So, you know, you work with what you have, and you know, sometimes glitter's expensive, and you can only get the. But like I said though, that dollar store glitter that I found, oh my gosh, that stuff is gorgeous. And I thought about using, because I have some of the blue still. However, it has like this peacock kind of iridescence to it. That I feel like just wouldn't have been really appropriate for what I'm trying to do here. All right, there, that's better. That makes me feel better. All right, so I am gonna let this dry. So here we go. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'll put one coat of epoxy on it.